loops it down there, and wide open. Then the ball is knocked loose. The catch is made, and then the ball is knocked out of his hand.
From Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli.
You are lifting weights?
Correct. Does it not look like it?
Oh, the ball is free. Scooped up by Stroud. Circles, throws, complete on a busted play. Hutchinson.
Hey, Buzz Lightyear.
I love this shit. I'm gonna smile all day. Hey, cause it's fun when I whoop a man ass.
My green screen got messed
Damn
up,
it.
so we're gonna try this one more
Damn
time.
it.
We're gonna try this one more. Welcome back to the Bolts Podcast. We had a little bit of a false start. 5 yards.
Full start.
Remains first down. My name is referee Nick Cates. Sick Cates. My pronouns are he, him.
And my name is Aryaan, and my pronouns are he, him as well. And I'm not a referee,
You're not a
but
referee.
I've got a lot to talk about with regard to the refereeing. Actually, not a lot to talk about.
I feel like it was just kind of lukewarm this week. It was previous weeks that it wasn't so good, or it was more controversial.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad we pasted the Vikings. Otherwise, that whole interception thing would have been more of a thing.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. But that was what a reprieve that was. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about. We want to first there's a lot happening in the world of sports actually that we need to get to. Do you want to go for the Titans game? Of the Vikings game? Titans game?
I summed up.
game.
So I summed up the Vikings game in the last podcast. But if you want to talk about our attendance at the Vikings game being the first podcast attended game of the season, which is pretty awesome.
Well, it was just the confluence of Kimani Vidal having one of the great games of his season, and Carson Wentz starting for the Vikings. It was just like a masterclass in blowing out the Vikings, especially like Herb throwing that pick right in like the first drive, and us thinking, oh my God, that's it. Like we just threw away the game in the first minute of the game. And then seeing that being invalidated, first of all, and then seeing our run game and our passing game coming together like that was just like a dream. There was never once. This is one of the rare times where it was never once where I was like, man, are we gonna lose this game? Are we gonna throw this away somehow?
I was just gonna say, I've been telling you for so long that like one of these days, man, Justin Herbert's gonna put it all together, and we're gonna have a great game. And you're gonna be sitting there, and you're gonna be glad that you went to all these crappy games first.
Right.
There it is, man. I've been telling you, it's there. He's got the talent. It's the greatest Chargers game I've ever been to live.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. People were saying that this is the greatest Chargers game that ever been to live. Which
Yeah.
is, I mean, hey, if I can make that possible, then all credit goes to me.
It can be tough to appreciate a blowout win sometimes, you know? But I think for us as Chargers fans, we haven't had one. I mean, the last big time blowout we had before that was like 2021. It was a long time ago against the Bengals, who went to the Super Bowl that year. And the Vikings just beat the Lions. So I don't know. Maybe that's what. Maybe we are the kingmaker, and in order to make the Super Bowl, you have to get pasted by the Chargers, and that's the debt that you must pay to the football gods in order to go to the Super Bowl. If the Vikings make the Super Bowl this year, I will be clipping this and being like, "What's up?"
That's right. But I don't think we're in any danger of the Vikings making the Super Bowl. I do. You can clip this because I don't think it's happening. I will say this. Although I do think everybody's very excited about J.J. McCarthy starting for the Vikings at this point because Carson Wentz was having a rough time when we were there. His left arm was totally screwed up, and you could tell he just was not on his A, B, or C game. He was having trouble getting the ball out. He was having trouble moving around the pocket. He was getting slammed by our by our defense, and it was rough to watch. But JJ McCarthy has brought back some enthusiasm. So who knows? But my call is no.
He looked not so great earlier in the season. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like Michigan legend James Jesus McCarthy may have found his footing. I mean, he beat the Lions, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. The Lions are a good team. And I know that the NFL is drunk this year, but I don't know. I think that's the kind of win you need to get to really start to launch your career. Hopefully it'll be a confidence builder for him. I will also say about this game, though, like, I mentioned on the last podcast that I went on a Vikings podcast to preview this game. Like the
What an
Vikings,
appearance that was.
thank you. The Vikings, one of the biggest upshots that I think everybody took away from that is that there's kind of like a brothers in arms thing between the Chargers and Vikings, and that we're kind of very similar teams. And I think that because both of the games I've seen between these two teams felt very normal and not like silly and stupid. And so I feel like we need to be with like another team that's like weird, like us, in order to play like a normal football team
On the field, you mean?
on the field. And against
Yeah.
like that's why we beat the Vikings by 27 points and the Titans by 7 points, even though that should have absolutely been the opposite.
Right. I'm trying to think what team would bring that out. Like what team would bring that out and would satisfy that criteria? I don't know.
The Falcons did a decent job of it last year.
The Falcons, yeah. The Bears, the Jets, maybe.
The Jets definitely, especially after what happened today. Yeah, the Jets definitely would.
Yeah.
Like the Bills in a different time. Not
Yeah.
anymore. Although
Not anymore.
we haven't played the Bills, I feel like, in forever.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I
but
don't know.
I do want to take this opportunity now that we brought up the Bills to thank my lord, Josh Allen, for drubbing the Chiefs this
It's not
weekend.
your lord. He's the second best quarterback in the NFL. His name starts with J.
Kind of godlike status, I'd say. The guy just made all our dreams come true.
I suppose he
everybody
made all
who-
our dreams come true in terms of the Chiefs getting beaten, so that's good. But
everybody who
I
had
will,
no
I will
horse in
give
that race was happy about what happened.
that's true. And I will say, like, I do like Josh Allen in an objective way as a quarterback, but like I'm not like tying my hopes to the Bills skis. We might have to face them in the playoffs, and then Josh Allen is dead to me.
That's fair. Of
Thanks for
course.
beating the Chiefs, but we did that too.
That's true. And we'll do it again.
And we did it in Brazil, Josh Ski. Did you ever
Basically
think of
at a home away game.
Yeah, did you ever think of playing any games in Brazil? Huh? Is that thought ever crossed your mind? You know what? It might have. Right? You're not the person. Josh Allen is not the person who decides where NFL games get played. You might have gone up to ownership on like a really cold day and been like, "Fuck this, guys! We should play our games in Brazil." And they're like, "Josh, we can't do it. Here's more money instead." And you're like, damn. Well, I guess I'll just be rich.
You take the money.
Yeah, you take the money. But like, maybe there is a small part of your brain where you've been yearning to play a football game in Brazil. I don't know that for sure, but you didn't beat the Chiefs there, which we did. So like, thanks for beating the Chiefs, as always. But also, anyway, rant over. Enjoy the wings. Yeah, let's get into the Titans game. Chargers,
Yeah.
as mentioned, win 27-20. Justin was 19, 1-9er for 2-9er for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Yeah, he threw a pick 6 to Cody Barton because he didn't watch my video, Bolts Cricket Podcast TikTok, about how good of a ball hawk Cody Barton is. I made one of my film analysis was about him, so I felt very smart when that happened. He's also just throwing picks, like you mentioned in the Vikings game. Like, what's up with this, man? He's throwing picks early in the game.
Yeah. I get annoyed when I read people who say that Herbert is not a top 5 quarterback because of the number of picks he's been throwing. And while that's obviously not the only criteria by which you should measure a quarterback, I do think that it causes problems because right now, fine, the Titans couldn't capitalize. That pick that wasn't a pick against the Vikings, like, didn't materialize, fine. but it's still a problem, you know. I mean, the positives, which I've discussed with you a couple times off air, is that he's moving around in the pocket like crazy. He led in rushing yards in this game against the Titans.
That is good and bad.
It is good. It's bad really for the team, but it's good from the perspective of we have a quarterback who's becoming a double more and more of a double threat. And
Well, I would
that's
also
because
say
yeah.
so
Go ahead.
many people are panicking about Joe Alt being out for the season, and yes, that very much sucks. And I think we're all gonna miss Joe Alt. And any football game is better with Joe Alt in it than not in it. But Justin has had to deal with this so often throughout his career that like people are forgetting this kid grew up on Storm Norton, right? This kid grew up on Storm Norton. He has had to learn how to be a god in terms of pocket movement, and I think we're going to continue to see that. It does concern me to go up against like a god tier defensive lineman like TJ Watt, but yeah, I think that pocket movement's going to be really crucial. We did have 131 rushing yards yesterday, though. That's good, right? That's I'll take that.
That's very good considering which is what you were about to say, I think, which is that we didn't call enough outside runs for Kamani. I think it was like we just running him right through the middle and he's getting plowed over and over again, and that's rough. I think Patterson had more success on the inside run.
We just need to
but
mix it up. We need to mix it up. We need to call power. We need to call off tackle, and we need to call outside zone. We need to call pin and pull like people have called against us and like taking it to the house half the time. They've been working well for us. I don't know why. There's just some weeks Greg Roman wakes up and he says, "Today we are running it through the A gap every goddamn time. So help me God." And if anybody tells me to run it through the B gap, I am going to pull their throat out of their neck because that is blasphemy. And I don't know why he does it, but the outside run, and even last year we had success on the outside run, and he just never calls. And then sometimes he calls it like 16 times a game because it keeps working, and he's like, oh well. And then the inside run works better. It's not even that Greg Roman has bad plays. His plays are good. They just are getting called in the wrong ways and in the wrong order, and that's when they don't work. When they get called correctly and with variation and intentionality, they work really damn well. But it seems like sometimes, like when it just keeps smashing it up the damn middle, you know?
Yeah,
It's weird.
it is. It is. Plus, with Herbert having little to no time in the pocket,
Yeah.
it's like I can see why he's calling runs, but at some point, it's tough because even on the I don't know if we don't give our QB enough time, he's gonna have to run it himself, and
Well, and he
he
did,
got
and he
bodied
can.
twice.
He-
Like, and it always concerns me when he gets hit. I mean, I think he's been able to take a lot of hits this season. More so than ever before because he's been healthy. But it's a little, it's like, ooh, damn.
You know what one nice thing about an outside run is that like all those guys who are on the line who chase after the quarterback have to kind of go and run over here. And, you know, some of them are very big and fat. So, you know, they're all way more athletic than you or I. But having to do that all the time does tire any human being out. So like that's the thing when you're smashing the run up the middle, that does wear down a defense, but kind of in a more physical, a slightly different, more physical way. And I think that we're not doing a good enough job of gassing people and then because when we've done that, when we've had success running it up the middle, it's been late in games when we've been like running it to the outside, passing it, maintaining possession, defenses are tired. We had all the ingredients to do that in this game. It's just they knew where the run was going. If they know where it's going, there's nothing you can do. So, and you can point to the offensive line struggles all you want, but the play calling was just not varied enough. And we know Greg Roman has it in his bag. It's just hopefully I can only just hope he's going to go into his bag and call the right plays against better teams than the Titans who are going to be harder to beat. right? He's going to go in against the Steelers and, make some and call some outside runs and, really have their defense, send their defense for a little bit more of a track meet.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I will say, I do want to say that the dime that he threw to QJ and QJ's receptions, there were two freaking insane receptions that I saw from QJ this game that I was like, oh my God, this is what we've been wanting. This is what we've been waiting for all this time. And I think people were I was super happy to see, especially the touchdown was insane. It was like top right corner. He extends his hands to his left, grabs it. What a touchdown that was.
I'm really happy for QJ. Also, he's getting a real Chargers experience because last week I believe he had 0 targets, which is
Yeah.
and I don't even think he was his fault. He was open. It's just everybody was open.
Yes.
And he just drew the short end of the stick. Like, that's such a Chargers thing to have happen to you, man. It's like, you can learn to catch the ball, Quentin, but you still play for the Chargers, buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody who has you in fantasy football is going to hate you because they don't understand how this team works.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, what a catch. I don't think he had a single drop yesterday. I think the one target that he didn't catch was a bad throw.
Ladd had a pretty good game, but again, our receivers
I
have
think
been.
Ladd had a drop ski.
I mean, yes, he did. He did have a drop. He had a drop this game. He had a drop in the Vikings game as well, which is fine. I mean, he's still been playing well. I
think Quentin gave him some drops. I think that's what happened. They just sort of distributed them.
They distributed equally.
The two of them, Quentin had too many of them, and he gave some to Ladd, and now it works much better for both of them.
It does. It does. I mean, and I'm also glad to see, like, if you look at the receiving numbers from this game and the last game, like last year, you'd see Ladd with like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 receptions. It's so nice to see a more even distribution because Arande Gadsden as well has been doing very well as tight end and tight end.
Led the receivers again.
Yeah.
Led all pass catchers.
And he's amazing. I mean, he gets himself open. He runs his routes to perfection. He gets himself open in at key times, and he's always there. So
I'll give you my first thought on the Trevor Penning trade right here, which is I'm bummed to see Joe Ortiz trade away a late round pick because he cooks so well with late round picks. Now, granted, they gave up a 6th for Trevor Penning, and Arande Gadsden was a 5th round pick, but nonetheless, and I believe his first 5th round with the Chargers was Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still.
Jeez.
So I don't think that Chef Ortiz gave away any 5th round picks. So maybe we're okay. Maybe 5th round's the lucky round. We don't need to worry so much about the other. Although I think R.J. Mickens was 6th round this year, so sixth round is a good round as well. I'll tell you who I was happy to see used as a pass catcher is finally they used Scott Matlock fucking correctly as a screen pass catcher, and he immediately scored a touchdown. Oh my God. Like, I've been saying, since I have talked about Scott Matlock, I have said that is his purpose. And they just refuse to use him as that. If you're gonna, and then immediately they do it one time right into the end zone. It's like, I don't know what to say.
Do you think it's because he runs as slow as most people walk?
It doesn't matter. Try tackling him, dude.
That's true.
You probably couldn't even, even if you had your cricket bat and you could hit him over the head with it, you still probably couldn't tackle Scott Matlock. And that's not because you're not in shape. It's because Scott Matlock is the size of a fucking building, man.
And the funny thing about his TD was that he didn't even get tackled in the end zone. He dove into the end zone. No one's going to tackle him. He was like, I'm getting in the end zone, that's it. No one's going to tackle him. He's a truck. He's like an absolute truck.
I mean, I'm still thinking about, I like, part of me wants to go back to the Scott Matlock tape and do an update video, but last time I did a Scott Matlock video, there was a rep against the Raiders where he was supposed to be lead blocking up the middle, but the Raiders gummed everything up, and like, by the time he got there was a pig pile, so he didn't like look to the side of himself and see if there was anybody else to block. He just jumped right on top as fucking giant ass Scott Matlock, and I was like, I don't know how to block. I don't know how to play fullback. I know how to enjoy watching fullbacks play. I don't know how to do it. I don't believe you're supposed to jump on pig piles. I'm pretty sure you get coached to like not do that because that feels like just like a giant like trap where you got like stuck in one place while the play happens away from you. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Neither of us gets paid to play that position.
No man can know except for Scott Matlock, and he won't tell me.
We'll just show you.
He'll just show you.
Third and Keenan was also a big one this game. Again, he only gets the 2 receptions, but both of them are clutch as hell. Like, it's interesting with Keenan as well. He's such a reliable. Whenever Herbert does go to him, he's catching it.
But we don't need to rely on him like we used to.
Yeah.
He's not like our whole offense like he
But
was.
he is our third and Keenan. Like he is our
Yep.
He is our third and Keenan, which is
But that's how he works best.
yeah. Yeah. Was it the Vikings game that he had, or I think it was the Titans game where he caught a brilliant reception that was no good because his second foot
Yes.
didn't quite plant. That was
And
the Titans
that was
game.
also like 3rd and 25, and that would have been the
Yes.
most third and Keenan shit you've ever seen in your life. Like it would have been, oh man, like you get a
Exactly.
chunk play, but only on 3rd and 25. Like that's how we do.
Yes.
I do want to give flowers to one Titan and also kind of to myself. A lot of this episode has just been me congratulating myself for my scouting of the Titans. Cedric Gray. I made a whole video about Cedric Gray. He made 16 tackles in this game.
Wow.
16 fiscal tackles, 11 of them solo. That is an incredible stat. I believe he went from 4th to 2nd in the entire NFL in number of tackles
Goodness gracious.
just in this game by just doing that. So what a play! One of like my favorite opposing players that I've seen who like I had never heard of. And I know the Titans are kind of a tire fire this year, but goddamn, this guy seems like he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, there was not much to speak of from the Titans' perspective, but one of the things they did well was sack Herbert like 6 times.
Yeah.
And
without Jeffrey Simmons too. Oh man, we were lucky we didn't have to deal with Jeffrey Simmons.
I know. But Sebastian Joseph Day,
69, nice. Old friend too.
old friend, and Jay Ward got a couple sacks in there. He was having a great day yesterday.
Mm.
Good on him.
Tavondre Sweat was doing some stuff. I love Tavondre Sweat.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the defense.
Let's go to defense.
One of the big stories going into this game, pretty tragic, very sad. Deion Henley's brother was shot and killed last Friday, 2 days before this game. Deion, he got interviewed. He said that football is his escape, so he had to play anyway, and he wanted to play as a tribute to his brother. And he put on one hell of a tribute. He had 9 tackles. He had a sack, a really great sack, like such a Jesse Minter sack on a sim pressure, and a pass defended. Another great game from Deion. And aside from the obviously very powerful emotional undertone, it sure is nice to see Deion recovering from having been sick and like losing like 25, 30 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he certainly seems to be back. And whatever he may have lost in muscle, he seems to have made up for in speed because he zoomed right into the backfield on that sack. But obviously, our thoughts and our love to Deion Henley and his family, is that's absolutely tragic. And congratulations on playing another game in what I think we all hoped and I think is coming together to be a breakout season.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially when it means that much too, it's all the more special and important. And so I know that his brother is very proud of him.
Yeah.
Because what a game for him. I mean, also like Cam Ward, like, yeah, it was tough on Cam Ward as well because he's just A, he takes too much time to release the ball, and B, he doesn't have the protection he needs to take that time.
I feel for the guy. I think he has a lot of talent. I sure see why he got taken number 1 overall. I don't know how they can really help him. It's such a young team, and there's so I don't think they know what they are yet. Like imagine like the Patriots 2 years ago last year versus the Patriots this year. They don't know who they are yet. They may even need 2 or 3 off seasons to know who they are and to really know what they have in Cam Ward. I think also you see with the Panthers with Bryce Young, that's almost an even more direct comparison because like they really, really were, right at the bottom of the league for a couple of years there. But I certainly think he has some tools, and I think he could be a very good quarterback. Situationally, he's just not in a situation I think where anybody could succeed initially. Even I mean maybe Justin Herbert could do it, but it's a tough one. That said, he impressed me more than Bo Nix, and the Ponies fans will be like, ha ha ha, we're a game ahead of you, but your quarterback sucks, Ponies fans. He sucks. He's terrible. He's not very good. You can win the quarter. You know what? You Ponies fans should know better than anybody else that you can win the Super Bowl with a quarterback who is not very good because you won the Super Bowl with the absolute worst year of Peyton Manning that there ever fucking was when he was like barely functioning as a human being, let alone as a quarterback. I thought he was pretty impressive, and I posted a scouting video about him, and I got some negative feedback, and I just thought, no, it seems like based on the situation, he's doing pretty well.
I
So I'm
agree.
curious to see where his career goes.
I mean, they've got a lot of freshmen on their roster.
Oh, yeah.
It's a brand new team. I mean, you got to give him some time. I mean, yeah, 1-8 is never a good thing to watch or to see as a Titans fan. But there's a lot of like green pockets in both the defense and the offense. So
Yeah.
again, as you said, they haven't found themselves as a team yet, but I think they found their spirit. I mean, up until they fought until the very end.
Yep.
It wasn't something that they just like, all right, screw it, it's over, we're done. They fought till the very, very end, and that's something that they should be very proud of.
Yep. And I think that I think that it shows Cam Ward's ability and competency as an NFL quarterback that he was able to keep his team in the game for the whole thing, despite the fact that he didn't actually get that many points on the board. He didn't get as many points on the board as Cody Barton did. So, one reason why a new Charger, not nearly as new as Trevor Penning, but Odafe Owe, 2 more sacks. And Tooley with another sack as well.
Hello.
So Odafe is a free agent after the season, but I really think he might be worth keeping because he is a really, really good player. And he seems to be doing much better as a Charger as well.
There's no way we let him go.
We will be here all week, incidentally.
That's
At
right.
bulletscricketpodcast@gmail.com and also at Bullets Cricket Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, other socials media.
What else
Anyway,
do you got?
what else we got? Well, the defense only actually gave up 6 points, right? The Titans touchdowns were a pick six and a punt return, which you're going to have a punt return touchdown in a Charger season. That just goddamn happens. Hopefully that'll just be our one for the year and we can just get it out of our system. Hopefully Darius will run one back and then we can even that out.
I don't think I've ever seen Darius run a punt return all the way to the end zone.
I don't want to say he hasn't definitively, but
I mean, if
I
he
can't
hasn't, I
remember a
haven't seen it.
specific instance.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't dislike him as a. I think he's great, but I'd love to see him spike one. You know.
yeah, it's true. He deserves it. And the defense only gave up 206 yards. It's really unlucky that they didn't get that 27-6. They really earned it. There's nothing they can do about the 27, but they really earned the 6. And yeah, it's only 118 yards passing for the Titans, and that's without Tarheeb. 1 of 9 on third down was huge, like actually making plays when it matters. And as a result, we had 58% possession for this game, which
Jeez.
pretty good for time of possession, and that's gonna win us a lot of games. Again, what I was saying earlier about running it outside and then running it inside. When you have that kind of, when you can put up those kind of possession numbers, when you have a quarterback as good as Justin Herbert and a defense as good as we have here, then you run inside later in the game when everybody's beat up and tired and physically like can't hang, And that's when we've seen the most success running it on the interior.
Yes. Yes. I also think we did a great job at the end with 4.5 minutes left, keeping the ball and making those clutch third downs,
Yeah.
converting them towards the end. That's what also kind of helped us with our possession because I think there's always that last sort of 2 or 3 minutes. I think this is what messes up against the Giants as well, where we just aren't able to keep the ball. And if we're in the position where we have to score, I mean, that's always a tougher position to be in. It's a little more difficult for us, but you like to see those nervous jitters with the last 4 minutes left. You like to see those not occur, and I think we were pretty mature about it. We ran the clock down nicely.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was a well-managed game. And by the way, I think Justin's been a lot more clutch this season, especially, and the whole offense has been a lot more clutch, especially compared with previous seasons. And, as good as he's always been, I just think that the plays have been there a lot more on third down.
I agree.
Even then when Keenan was there previously, and I think a lot of that's down to the fact he just gets to focus on getting open and doing that one job. He only has to have one job instead of having to be 3 receivers in one like he had to previously.
Yes. Yes.
But there it is, 27-20 win. Let's talk about the NFL trade deadline.
Let's talk about it.
So we lost Joe Alt. Also, Bobby Hart, who had been our most effective replacement at tackle, also got injured. And I don't know how long he's going to be out. But he certainly went down in the Titans game. So the Chargers went out and traded, as we mentioned, a 6th-round pick to the Saints for offensive tackle Trevor Penning. I can't remember if Trevor Penning was a 1st or a 2nd-round pick, but he was a highly touted prospect coming out of college.
It was a first-round pick.
First-round pick, yeah. So a bit of a reclamation project, but given what the Chargers have and have had in terms of replacement tackles this year, the bar is pretty damn low. So I think that if he can just be half decent, I don't know. The one thing, I know that Coach Jimbo does not like the Chargers beat reporter Daniel Popper very much. And I can kind of see why, because it just, there's certain times when it seems like somebody like him who should know by now what this team is fucking like, just says doomer ass shit that is not warranted or helpful. Popper said today, the Chargers cannot get better without Joe Alt. And I was like, Pop, pull your fucking head out of your ass. A normal football team, that might be true under certain circumstances. It might be, it might not be, depending on... You would rather have Joe Alt, but it might not be true. But the Chargers, fucking anything can happen. Right? We can do any... This is the thing about this team, is they can get something together, and it's if you just fucking decide that before they even take the field, not considering, the progression week to week of everybody on the line, I just think, and considering the type of team the Chargers are, that are just this whack, as the beat writer, as somebody who watches this, is around this team all the time, year in and year out, if you can't sit back and at least be yeah, we'll have to, if it's we can't get better rather than we'll see what happens, I think you misunderstand the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of rant over, but
no, I think you're absolutely right.
I think that can the Chargers get better? Yes. The Chargers can get better in play calling. That will wear down other teams' defensive lines. We've already been elite in outside runs. There is no trade. There is no practice squad. There's no signing that needs to happen to call more of those plays. We have all of the personnel to do it and to dominate. And I think that we got a lot of results with the outside run with our backup linemen. We don't need that. That's the type of thing that we don't actually need Joe Alt for.
I mean, on what basis can you claim that? We've never been a one man. Not you. I mean,
Popper. Yeah.
On what basis can you claim that? Because we've never been a one man team.
Well,
in any sense of the word, I don't think. I think we have a lot of great prospects in all positions.
I think that initially the Chargers were not ready to lose both of their tackles, especially that Giants loss, and just how weird it was for a couple of weeks. like, yeah, there were a lot of sacks, but again, we were improving things. We played better against the Colts from an offensive line perspective, even though we got beat by 2 touchdowns. Most of the problem with the Colts was that the defense caught on fire, right? It's not as simple as just one thing. Would you rather have Joe Alt? Fucking hell yeah. You want to talk about guys who are the size of buildings? Joe Alt could tackle Scott Matlock,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? But not,
Glad that we
so
have the one guy who could actually tackle Matlock on our team.
exactly, right? This is why I'm like, why do we not give this guy the ball on, like, 15% of all the plays, right? But yeah, I think Trevor Penning, not a lot of expectations, but who knows? He's a guy who can play the goddamn tackle position. He might have long-term value, and if not, whatever. We'll reassess and, get somebody in the draft, get somebody as a UDFA. Like, keep working on developing line depth. That's doable. That can be a long-term project as well. It's not the end of the damn world, You can't be around a team like this without going crazy if you're gonna rush to statements like this at 6-3 in week 9. And by the way, if the Chargers don't get better without Joe Alt at 6-3 in week 9, like, we're on pace to win 11 or 12 games and get in the playoffs.
That's right.
Okay, so we don't get better and we're still a playoff team where anything can happen, you know.
Yeah.
Including, God knows, maybe Joe Alt could come back. Maybe Rashawn Slater could come back. I don't know that much about ankle sprain surgeries and patellar tendon surgeries, but I would say that it's more likely they would come back during the playoffs than they would during the regular season,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, Slater also has a higher likelihood of coming back because he was injured in training camp a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um,
So, I don't know. I just like a little bit of optimism. Daniel, you don't get to, be mad at Harbaugh's angry looks if you keep being such a sourpuss yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to also mention that Jasir Taylor was traded to the Jets. Which
That must have been
that.
done by Woody Johnson's kids personally, because I don't know who else would have been. And again, we love our Chargers, right? Like, I don't wanna besmirch a man who has 500 times the athletic ability that I could ever dream of, but compared to, like, other guys in the NFL, Jasir Taylor was not cutting it for the Chargers. And frankly, when I saw he was getting traded to the Jets, I'm like, oh, he can't cover anybody. He's perfect for the Jets. Sounds like a New York Jet already. I'm surprised. Now, I will say Ja was a pretty good special teams player.
Right.
But we can find that, and especially for to get a conditional 7th for Jasir Taylor, considering some of the ways that he's been burned, like, I bet Joe Ortiz didn't even let him finish saying the word conditional before he said, "We'll do it."
Do you think the Trevor Penning thing for a 2027 sixth round draft pick? You think that's the right call? Do you think that's a good trade? Like, dissect that for me. How is a Jasir trade and how is the Penning trade? Like, is that
The
good?
Jasir trade
Penning's
is
been off his game. He's moved from left tackle to right tackle to left guard, and now he's off the team. So how do you think Penning is gonna fare, and how do you think the deal works out in our favor, in the favor of the Saints?
I think that Penning will play left tackle. I think that he will be better than Austin Deculus, and if he's better than Austin Deculus, the deal's a win for us because that's why we traded for him, to be better than Austin Deculus.
For the remainder of this season. I mean, it's not like we're gonna. You think
Yeah.
he's a long-term prospect? I don't think that we're.
We have
counting
Joe
on that.
Alt and Rashawn
Exactly.
Slater. We're not going to plan on them being injured every year. If he has long-term prospects at guard or center, potentially, because that's one area that we do need help, which is that we didn't do anything about, which is Bradley Bozeman, who may be worse than any of our backup tackles have been all year, in and of himself, as a starter for the entire year, and he has been basically flaming shit for the whole year. So, like, really, I don't know if I could give you any specific highlights. There's probably at least one, but all I can remember of Bradley Bozeman tape is, like, him getting pancaked, him getting pulled onto the ground, him forgetting to make blocks. All the things that you don't want to see an offensive lineman do, basically, just like. It's very Glenn Maxwell of a fuck. Holy shit! Is he our Glenn? Is he our Glenn?
I guess so.
Fuck.
That's
And
crazy.
our coaching staff loves him. We better not fucking retain Glenn like we fucking retained Bradley Bozeman. Ugh. Oh.
You bring your Punjab nonsense all over wherever I have a good team that I like. Your Punjab nonsense to yourself.
Oh. Dude, IPL retention list due in 11 days, and I might fucking vomit if he's still on ours.
Here we go. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about that, and to talk about other things.
Yes.
But what else we got here? Anything else we want to talk about with regard to the trade deadline, which has now passed as of taping, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 3 hours ago.
The Jets traded like everybody they have for all the first round picks because they're trying to be the Oklahoma City Thunder of football. Right? That's what the Thunder did. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's cool. Sauce Gardner's on the Colts now, Quinnen Williams on the Cowboys now. I don't know. I'm not that bummed that we didn't trade for either of those guys because I wouldn't want to trade multiple first round picks. I mean, I think that no, Sauce didn't cost nearly as much as Micah Parsons, but close. Right? The difference is Kenny Clark, which is a pretty big difference, both literally and in trade value. Hey. But yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. We got the Steelers this week. I don't think I'm going to the game. Because it's really expensive. Because all the Steeler fans, all the Yinzers come in and make all the tickets $200. And I'm like, do you guys really want to spend $200 to watch Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Because I don't.
I would never. I mean, the thing is, like, Aaron Rodgers being there, I should get a 10% discount. Like, you're going to the SoFi, you're going to watch your quarterback. That's all great. We're sorry you have to deal with this other thing. Here's half off.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I can't stomach paying upwards of 150 US dollars to watch Aaron Rodgers play football when I
I
can
wouldn't pay
spend
250 Zimbabwean dollars.
I can spend upwards of 150 US dollars and watch the Philadelphia Eagles play the Chargers. And I think that the Steeler fans would probably be pretty insulted to hear me say that, but have your team get better then if you don't like hearing me say that. And also don't buy as many freaking tickets and make the tickets so expensive, and maybe you won't hear me say that. Huh?
And don't beat us this weekend
Well,
so that we don't have to eat our words.
They also did this ticket business last time and then fucking lost. So that would be the precedented move would be for Aaron Rodgers. I think it's Sunday Night Football too. I think it's prime time.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers took a dump in his last primetime game.
Are you worried about losing to the Steelers at all? Are you worried about that game?
I mean, it
I'm
could
not.
happen. It's like saying like, are you worried about death? I don't know.
So it will happen.
Well, both of I mean,
Give
one
it a
day before we die, the Chargers probably will lose to the Steelers. They did last year in Pittsburgh.
You know what, though? It's not a definite. Death
No,
is
it's not.
definite. That
Death
not.
is definite. That's true.
We could keep beating them for the next 65 years.
It's like, are you worried about Bigfoot?
Always.
All right. Well, then you can be worried about losing to the Steelers. You know what I'm gonna say? It's fully possible that the Chargers could lose to the Steelers. At the I like, and one definitely could be worried. That said, I'm not worried about it because
There you go.
I'll still feel secure and grateful as a human being, even if the Chargers do lose to the Steelers. But I think it would be much better for all involved, including the Steelers, if the Chargers beat the Steelers. So,
Man, I hope Aaron Rodgers just has like the most mid last season. Like 9-6 or 9-8 is his final record.
the one thing is they did beat the Colts last week.
God, yeah, that was so like so random. I didn't understand. Like, what a game for the Steelers.
Like, I hope TJ Watt doesn't have 57 sacks.
I mean, I think Daniel Jones just like imploded. He threw 3 picks. It was all over the place. Their defense was all over the place.
Yeah, we need to not we need our boy to not throw 3 picks, dude. Although I don't think he will. Watch him. Nothing that you ever think is gonna happen is gonna happen. TJ Watt is gonna have 0 sacks, and somebody else is gonna have 6. Or something like that. Or it's not even going to be sacks. It's going to be forced fumbles or something like that. Or the Chargers are just going to blow them out. And I'm going to be like, I was an idiot for not spending $250 to watch the Steelers get pasted. What a dumbass I am for going to the Clippers game instead.
I feel like what are you paying for the Clippers game though?
I'm probably going to pay like $30. That's not even instead. I would have done both of them anyway.
But what I'm saying is like I mean, $250. That's a lot.
Well, and it's almost never. It's only because of the Steelers fans. And to be clear, $250 was the price that we were quoted for very good tickets, which would actually be worth the tickets I were offered at $250 would be worth it to this game at $250. In fact, if I were to go to this game, that would probably be the only way I would do it, because for $190, I would be getting tickets that are 2 levels up and significantly worse. So why not spend the extra $60 and get?
Is the Raiders
tickets.
game gonna be expensive? It is.
Raiders
right?
game is currently showing at like $115, which is low for a Raiders game.
Oh, that's great. That's great. We could go to that.
We could go to that.
I think I'm gonna out of the country.
You're gonna be out of the country in an undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location near MetLife Stadium.
You're gonna be in New Jersey.
I'm gonna be closer to MetLife Stadium than I've ever been.
Or are you gonna be in a New Jersey?
Could be. Yeah, I'm gonna be in a brand New Jersey. Yeah, that's right.
You are going to be closer to MetLife Stadium if you go around the world the other way, because you're going to be in Greenland.
This has not worked out the way that I know. But
Trump's not going to get Greenland. You're going to get Greenland.
Let's go.
That's why we couldn't disclose the location.
Because pretty soon.
Oh, fuck.
Foiled again.
Post that to the internet. Aryaan's full vacation plans down to the minute and second.
Go, Chargers, go! Chargers, go! Go, go, go!
You want to talk about cricket?
Yeah.
Take a vacation from talking about football?
Let's take a vacation. And talk about congratulations are in order to
yes, they are.
My Indian women who have bested every nation on earth to, for the first time, clinch the Cricket World Cup.
Not only that, but the Indian women read the room. They waited for the exact perfect time to do this. The Indian women won the Cricket World Cup for the first time in the history of women playing Cricket World Cups in the middle of a Chargers commercial break.
That's insane. What? So you see that? They're so like kind about it as well.
It was so momentous I had to knock out my headphones.
Wow.
It was just so perfectly timed. Let's talk about the semifinals, because I last potted before the semifinals.
Which is India versus Australia, correct?
And England versus South Africa. Let's start with England versus South Africa. This was a rematch of one of the first matches in the entire tournament, which was extremely lopsided. Like, South Africa scored like 50 runs or something like that. Like, it was pretty whack. It was not a good one. And I thought that this would be the less interesting of the two semifinals, and I was correct about that. What I was not correct about was that I thought that England was going to repeat, drubbing South Africa, and it was in fact the opposite. The South Africans beat the crap out of reversed the English national team and made them look much more like the English women's team that we saw basically just constantly eat shit against India in England this summer.
That's right. I just want to say because you're right, they did get drubbed. In the first ODI on October 3rd, South Africa women versus England women. South Africa all out for 69 in 20.4 overs.
That
England
is nice, though. That is nice, though.
and England chases it down 73 for no loss in 14 overs. Tammy Beaumont and Amy Jones did it all by themselves. Sorry, go on.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say Laura Wolvart, Captain Laura Wolvart, I believe, 169, which if the 69 was very nice, 169 is very, very nice. And Marizan Kopp, how about God mode 42 off 33 and 5 for 20 from 7 overs? That is, wow. That is the type of display that we wouldn't see again for like 4 whole days.
A true all-around performance. What a game for her.
Hadn't really pulled that out much to that point in the tournament, and also didn't pull it out again. I don't know. Just did all Marizan Kopp doing all the scoring and all the taking of wickets in one game. But it's a good game to do it in, to be fair.
Yeah. She probably would have wanted to do it in the finals, but hey, we can't all win all the time.
Exactly. Let's go to India versus Australia.
Okay.
Which is going to become a consistent theme for the rest of this podcast. It's not going to be the only India versus Australia we have to talk about. But in the women's semifinal, I predicted this would be more competitive. It was, and it was because India did a very Punjab Kings type of thing to do and pulled off the highest successful run chase in the history of women's ODI cricket. It was 350...
30. 330. 330. Australia scored 330. Or I'm sorry, what am I saying? I'm wrong. 338. They scored 338, and we chased it down. 341.
If you'd taken too long to remember, I would have said it was 261.
261.
261. The highest successful run chase in the history of men's T20 cricket.
I can't hear you under the three trophies I have.
Sometimes they ask you how you are, and you just want to say these are fine, but you're not fine. Alrighty. What a game, yeah.
Jemima Rodriguez has been an anchor in this Indian squad for such a long time.
She's dabbing on the haters.
I mean, it's weird to me that they keep shuffling her position. They keep rotating her out of the squad. I don't understand the rotation going on in the Indian women's cricket team. I think it's despite the mismanagement of this team in some ways by the selection committee, they managed to pull off, I think, great victories and great results because they have great talent, depth of talent, and they have good captaincy.
Yeah.
In Harmanpreet.
Yep. No, I agree. Phoebe Litchfield, I don't know if she hit her way to doing this. Like, I didn't get to watch enough of the highlights, but whenever I think of Phoebe Litchfield, I think of her just being woman KP because she just can't decide what side she bats from at all. And as a result, Harsha Bhogle thinks she should be illegal. No human being is illegal, Harsha, okay? Don't make me tap the sign.
That man is just next level incompetent.
That's like old podcast lore, the Harsha Bhogle switch hit rant. But yeah, Jemima Rodriguez, 127 off 134. Hell yeah. Which canceled out Phoebe Litchfield's 119 off of 93. May or may not have been done off of switch hits. Comment below if it was. I feel like in an ODI it wouldn't have. But
you never know because it was off 93 balls, 119 off 93 balls. If she's striking at over 100,
that's true. That's pretty fast.
And she's hit 17 boundaries as well, so chances are she's whipping out the switch hits.
It's true. I want what I need from the WPL this year is like the beautiful partnership of Phoebe Litchfield hitting nothing but switch hits at one end and Charlie Dean hitting nothing but reverse sweeps at the other end. And I can just go ahead and ascend to heaven at that point because, like, All of the bastards who try to ruin cricket will have been like completely wrecked in body just by the pure existence. And I don't care if like they both do Glenn Maxwell ass before wicket on the first ball. Like all of the dipshits who thought that they would never lose to India will have been wrecked and bodied and owned fully for the final time until America beats England in a test.
I'm waiting for that day.
And
God.
that will be cricket will be fully complete. And that will be the real ashes because we weren't even trying. Yeah, Harmanpreet had an 89 off 88 as well against Australia. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. She devours Australia. She
She
never
devours everybody. She's a Terminator, bro.
She does not. I don't think she devours everybody. I think she devours Australia exclusively. And that's enough to keep her in the team.
Dude, I've never. Maybe I just don't pay enough attention, but every time I pay attention to Harmanpreet Kaur, she is devouring. I mean, something.
If you recall the India versus England series, she didn't really score against England.
I recall the Nathan's hot dog eating contest where she destroyed Joey Chestnut. And everybody knows Harmanpreet Kaur, the 25-year reigning champion of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Nice.
Joey Chestnut wrecked and bodied.
I mean, if you look at her, she didn't score against South Africa in the final. She didn't score against New Zealand the game before. Did she score against England? Yeah, she did. Yeah. Fair enough.
What about like wickets too? What about,
Does she doesn't bowl herself too much. But I can take a look.
Maybe she doesn't bowl. Maybe I'm just thinking of
she bowls like on and off. It depends on her mood.
There's so many good bowlers in the Indian lineup too. Like, why would you do it?
She didn't bowl against England. Did she bowl against New Zealand? Let's take a look. See, she did not bowl against New Zealand. Now we're looking at, did she bowl against Australia? She didn't bowl against Australia, I don't think. Yeah, but she gave the ball to. Who did she give it to? Was that against South Africa? Yeah, it was against South Africa. She did this very crazy move where she gave the ball to Shafali Verma. And Shafali Verma, who almost never bowls, went 2 for 36 and 7 overs.
It's the Shivam Dubé play.
Ugh.
Didn't the men do that? Isn't that exactly what happened?
You can't compare Shafali Verma to Shivam.
That's true. Shafali Verma is so much better with the bat.
You cannot. Shivam Dubé is so. I don't.
But
understand.
they are comparable as part-time bowlers. They both bowl very part-time.
Shivam Dubé is he's like.
You just do not like Shivam Dubé at all.
At all? Because I don't.
I'll tell you what, he's an attractive man. You can't take that away from him.
I won't, and I can't, and I won't, because that is the one thing he does have going for him, and I think that's why he's in the team. To be honest, I don't know why he makes it playing 11, because you want that guy on the bench. You don't want him to hurt his face,
But you keep Shivam Dubé in the playing 11 for looks, which I get, but then you don't immediately make Hardik Pandya the captain of the team purely on looks. Those standards are not matching up.
It doesn't compute, and it won't compute because it doesn't make sense. It's wrong.
We just need to do a better job grooming so that we can get our meeting with Jay Shaw. I came close last summer. We were in the same room together, technically, if you consider a stadium a room.
I consider it a room.
A big room. So Jay Shaw and I have been in the same room together before. I have photo evidence of this. So we are getting closer, and finally we will be able to ask him why, like, the look standard. Because if there's one person who would benefit from look standards being enforced evenly across all things, it's Jay Shaw, because he's always going to win. In fact, I would be surprised if he wasn't immediately appointed captain of India as the best looking man on planet Earth.
I think he is.
Yeah.
You call it a lifetime captain.
Lifetime captain, yeah.
And then people come and go.
Exactly.
Underneath.
Cricketers come and go, but Jay Shaw is forever.
Yeah. Cricket gods are only one.
Exactly. Let's do the final.
Let's do the final.
We got Laura Wolvart again, 101. Honestly, probably the best individual player in the entire tournament. And South Africa maybe don't make the final without her. So Congratulations. I hope she plays in the WPL. I'm sorry that the WPL is the only women's thing that I watch really closely. But to be fair, that is a consistent standard across men and women because the IPL
You don't
is
watch the
also.
women's big bash?
What? What'd you say?
You don't watch the women's big bash?
I didn't last year. I should watch it more than the men's big bash because the level of play is much higher.
Yeah, because I thought you mentioned that you watched the women's big bash, or did you just watch the big bash maybe?
I've mostly
'Cause
just
that
watched
starts
the big bash.
this weekend, by the way.
The women's big bash?
Mhm.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm watching that then. Let's go Sydney Sixers. Let's finish off this Cricket World Cup final. India won it during the commercial break of the Chargers game. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Laura Wolvart, player of the tournament, 101, not enough. Deepti Sharma. We were talking about all-round performances with Marizan Kaap. Well, this was even better because Deepti had 58 off 58 and 5 for 39. Goated Deepti.
As
Not
is
much
Shafali
more.
Verma, which is what we
Yes.
talked about. The 87
And she had
runs-
87, yeah. Off
87
78.
runs she scored, and the 2 for 36 out of the clear blue sky. So, what a move from Harmanpreet, and what an innings. What
As
a game.
always, she's goated.
Well,
I think that's it for the women's cricket. You want to talk about men's cricket for a second?
do we have to?
Nice day for competitive men's cricket, ain't it, boys?
Wow. I guess so. Jeez.
All right. In competitive men's cricket news, since we've finished the more competitive women's cricket news, India lost their second because first T20I was rained out because we can't have nice things. Second T20I was lost by India to Australia in Melbourne because we also can't have nice things with 40 balls remaining. Dude.
We're ass. We're just bad.
Well, not entirely. It's just there were two certain somebodies who didn't play. And those certain somebodies were a Sir, Master, Duke, Earl, Governor General Arshdeep Singh, and God King, Captain of planets Earth, Mars, Venus, and Saturn, Shreyas Iyer.
You know what the sad part about that? You're gonna keep that whole thing in. That's the sad part about that.
That is the sad part about that. I am going to keep that whole thing in. And I don't know why they didn't play.
Yeah, I can't wrap my finger around. See, Shreyas, I understand. There's a lot of political shit that goes on with him. What is it about Arshdeep Singh that they keep benching him? I don't understand that.
It's because they listen to this podcast during the IPL season and listen to you shit on him the entire time. And they're like, oh, he sucks. And then they don't look at his record bowling for India, which is if I touch a cricket ball, 15 people's wickets go on the ground.
Acceptable reason. Never mind. I back it. Acceptable reason. Why did they play him in this one? God, okay, it's because I haven't potted in a while. God.
That's the thing. That's why you got to come on. Abhishek Sharma, though, you still are going to have some cool guys in the squad, and Abhishek Sharma made 68 off 37.
Yep.
And Mitch Marsh with 46 off 26 for Australia. So Abhishek still had the best innings. Everybody. So that's pretty sweet.
Yes. I mean, by quite some distance. I mean, the rest of us sucked.
I know. Well, but so did, Mitch Marsh only made 46. That's 22 runs short, sir. Yeah. Can you believe it?
Well, the difference is that Mitch Marsh had a couple people helping him. Inglis with 20 off 20 and Travis Head with 28 off 15. Like, they gave them a blinder of a start.
That's true.
To the point where they didn't really need to do much. I don't understand why Kuldeep, like the problem with, I was watching Kuldeep.
Kuldeep was playing? I didn't even see that in the scorecard.
Kuldeep played the whole series. He played, and he took 2 wickets, right? But he's just flighting it up. And he's getting smacked over and over and over again.
But when he does that in India, it works.
Yeah, it works there because the pitches don't have any.
But also, why are you bringing so many spinners to Australia? You should be bringing fucking Umran Malik to Australia.
I think Chakravarti is enough. You don't need a second.
Yeah,
spinner.
Exactly. You don't need 2 spinners in it. It's Australia.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're not in Sri Lanka here. We're not in the subcontinent here. We're not in, this. It's not gonna be gripping. It's going to be bouncing. It's going to be seaming. This is Australia. What are we doing here? And why didn't and lo and behold, because it was seaming, you'll be shocked to hear this, Aryaan. You really will. In fact, I'm glad you're sitting down for this because it's really going to bowl you over. In the second match, India chased 187 with 5 wickets and 9 balls remaining. And wouldn't you know it, the biggest difference, guess who was playing this time? Shocker, it was Arshdeep Singh. And shocker, he took 3 for 35. And shocker, he won the man of the match. Wow, I'm so surprised that any of this happened.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the second least surprising thing that will happen in sports this year after when the Chargers bring in Steve O'Klotz and immediately start rushing for 250 yards per game.
I mean, I don't understand. First of all, I also want to mention this. Washington Sundar is in the squad. As a pure batsman now, he's going like 4 down, which he deserves, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you need a spinner, they tried Akshar, who went 4 overs for 39 for none for 35. Chakravarti, 4 overs, 2 for 33. And then they went to Abhishek Sharma. 1 over for 13. Why would
Is Sky still the captain of this team?
Is who?
Surya Kumar Yadav still the captain of this team? He drinks instant coffee, dude.
He drinks some instant. Whoa, because this is like it's.
He drinks
abhorrent.
instant coffee. I don't get on his salary. He doesn't own an espresso machine, and he shows evidence of this on television on my Willow TV all the fucking time. So I don't know what to expect. Again, I said this earlier in the podcast. Just make Surya Kumar Yadav is not winning the captaincy if it's based solely on looks. I'll tell you that. Okay? I don't even know if he cracks the top 50%, frankly.
You think so? I think he does.
One of my biggest honest contentions with Surya Kumar Yadav is his face.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You think it's too? What do you think about? Well, why? What's the problem with it?
I think he looks like.
Let's pull up a picture of his face. I mean, it looks like he looks like a pretty stand up face to me.
He looks like an average Joe in a league of smoking hot people. That's what I'm gonna say.
Let me share my screen.
You just share your screen, okay?
So for all you audio medium people, this is where you transition.
This is gonna be terrible. You're gonna be this is where you go into Google and you Google Surya Kumar Yadav.
You mean you just go on the YouTube and take a look at what we're showing you right now?
This isn't a very good picture. The most attractive thing about this man are his tattoos.
Yes, I will say that is a large part of the attraction. But look at this.
He looks,
Dude,
he looks
he's got good features. He's got decent hair flow here. If you take a look at the mouse here, and he's got a well-shaped nose. What's that?
Does he? That's a front-on vision. We're not seeing it from the side. That middle bit. That might be a big ass bump.
What about with facial hair? Take a look at that.
Well, but like
right? Okay, here's the side on. Look at that, huh? Sharp.
Dude, okay, yeah, maybe compared to guys on the Chargers, but compared to the Indian national cricket team, compared to you, compare it to yourself, Aryaan. Be honest. Is that man more attractive than you? Because the answer is no.
Thanks, appreciate it.
If
so you know what?
That's probably like a $200 haircut. If you got a $200 haircut, like you would look so much better than Surya Kumar Yadav. Like you also have to consider like all of these guys have professional athlete styling budgets.
That's true.
You know, and he's still that mid, and again instant coffee, right?
The instant coffee thing is quite damning, I will say. But I'll also say that I agree with you that he's not the number one best looker on the team, but I will disagree that he's not in the top 50%. Because
all right, there's 11. There's 11 guys in the Indian team. Hold on now. I don't know.
Let's look at who's better looking than him, right?
I'm going.
Abhishek Sharma, Shubman Gill, Tilak Verma, Washington Sundar.
You're 4 guys already.
Shivam Dubey, and Jitesh Sharma. Is Jitesh Sharma better looking than him?
I would keep getting. You haven't even mentioned Jasprit Bumrah. You haven't even mentioned Arshdeep Singh.
No,
You haven't
Bumrah
even
is not as good
mentioned.
looking as Surya Kumar Yadav.
I disagree with you.
No
I
way.
disagree with you.
No
I
way.
disagree with you. And
No
by
chance.
the way, if we count, we don't even have to go to Arshdeep. If we count Bumrah, we've got it.
Arshdeep is for sure not better looking than Surya.
I disagree.
is-
I disagree with you on both fronts. I think both of them.
That is unreal. That is unreal. I will say.
You're just telling me this now for the first time.
Wow. He's okay. At best, okay. Even if we take only the guys that I mentioned, he's still number 6. So you're right. He's still in the bottom 50%. Even if we don't count the people I don't want to count.
He's the median. He's the median. But that is at best.
At best.
And if Virat Kohli's in this team, like he just retired.
Also, like Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah, Hardik's not in the team.
Hardik Bhuvneshwar. Is he better looking than KL?
I say no.
I would say no as well. Well, I was saying something important about spin bowling. Washington Sundar is only playing as a 4-down batsman, specialist batsman. And instead of going to him for your spin bowler, we're going to Abhishek Sharma, which I'll never understand. Giving Shivam Dubey 3 overs for 43 on what basis? I don't know.
43. How you managed to give up? That's wow.
Because he's so bad.
Yeah.
Like he got the key wicket of Tim David by some miracle. Then take him out of the attack. You don't need him to continue bowling.
I think we need to implement the bowling version of Maxwell's comment, which is you're only allowed to bowl Shivam Dubey once every 75 innings, and he'll take 5 wickets every time.
Right. But instead, they do once every 7.5 overs.
Yeah.
And they get screwed.
Yikes. But he did survive 74 off 38 from Tim David and 64 off 39 from Big Stoin. I do think it is notable that 2 out of the 3 wickets that Arsh took were Punjab Kings, and the other was Travis Head, who he always takes the wicket of.
Yes, Travis Head gave that catch quite early in his innings.
But he always does. Arsh always gets him in the first every single time. That's probably a big reason why they brought him in. Is like they just watched all the Sunrisers day every single time.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. And finally, some random assorted talk about the Big Bash League.
Ugh.
You don't like the Sydney Sixers, dude?
One of the reasons I don't watch the Big Bash is because I don't know which team to support. I feel like Brisbane Heat was the closest one I had because they had Chris Lynn.
They did.
Did they have Brendan McCullum as well?
They did have Brendan McCullum.
Yeah, that's why I like them. But now all my favorite cricketers are gone, and like freaking Khawaja captains the Brisbane Heat. I don't like that.
Ashwin signed with Sydney Thunder.
So there goes Thunder. Unfortunately, that's an L.
Well, we have Sydney Sixers have Babar Azam. So
there go the Sixers.
There you go. Yeah, you don't like anybody.
That's good. We're actually weeding them out
we're actually weeding them out. There you go. Well, you don't like Brisbane. You don't like either Sydney team. Melbourne
on the Scorchers?
Scorchers is like I think Inglis is on the Scorchers.
Adelaide Strikers squad. Alex Carey, Travis Head, Chris Lynn. What? Oh, Adelaide. He's in Lynn's with the Strikers now.
Yeah, he switched, and I think Rashid Khan's with the Strikers too.
You know what? That could. No, he's not. Rashid Khan's not.
Did he leave? He was with the Strikers forever. He was with the Strikers like every single season. Adelaide Oval's like his favorite ground to bowl in on the planet. I would be really surprised if he left the Strikers.
You know what? I love Colin Monroe, and he's currently on Brisbane Heat, but he alone is not enough to get me to be a heater. A heater, as if
Perth.
you will. A Brisbanean.
Zach Crawley, but he's listed as Australia. No, he's English, dude. Zach Crawley, Cooper Connolly, Ashton Turner, Mitchell Marsh, Aaron Hardy, Josh Inglis, Jai Richardson, Jason Barendorf, AJ Ty.
This is where? Which team? Scorchers?
Scorchers, Ashton Agar. That's a pretty sweet team.
Matthew Collins, Andrew Ty, Mitchell Marsh, Ashton Turner. Yeah,
but that's 23, 24. Wait, that's 2 years ago.
No, it's the same thing right now, 24-25. Wait, I'm looking at the 24-25 right now. You're right.
Hobart might be good. They got Mitchell Owen.
Sydney Sixers have like nobody. Akil Hussain, Sean Abbott. You guys have like nobody. Josh
know.
Philippe, Dan Hughes.
Well,
Steve
Josh
Smith.
Phillippe is really fucking good in the Big Bash. That's the thing.
You know what's stupid about Josh Philippi?
Yeah.
Is that they changed his pronunciation.
Did they make it Philippe? It was Philippi when I was in
No.
Australia. They always said Philippi when I was in Australia, so I've always thought it was Philippi.
Really?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I heard people say Josh Philippe.
Well, they
but
did it
I
with
was like, in the
Ryan.
comments
They
like,
did it with Ryan Philippi too, who has the same last name, but people also called him Ryan Philippe, who's like the hot guy celebrity that like I don't even know what the hell he did other than be a hot guy, but like at some point in
is
the
that not
2010s,
enough
every
for you?
that's that. Well, it's enough for Jay Shaw, but I don't know Ryan Philippi. I don't even know if he's as attractive as Josh Philippi, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know the it's about who's good in the Big Bash and who's good in Australia. Similarly to how it works in the IPL with all the Australians who can't fucking play in India, right? It's like the same shit happens. I Bobber might fucking suck because it's it's Australia and he can't hang. Like it happens all the time. Yeah, we have Smudger. We have the fucking
That's
serial
like the
killer.
only team you guys have.
Bobber
Or-
Azam, Daniel Hughes, Jordan Silk, like these are all like veterans, like BBL veterans. Sean Abbott, Sam Curran, Blach.
Like you guys don't have any West Indians. Obviously, you wouldn't have any Indians, but you don't have any like cool. Like the only team that I like right now
Mitchell
is
Stark.
the Sydney Thunder, because they have
With
Billings,
Ashwin.
who I love. They have David Warner. The only negative is Sam Constis. God
And
damn it,
and
you
and
guys
Ashwin, Ravichandran Ashwin is playing for Sydney Thunder this year
How do you know that? Didn't they
because
say
he
he's
personally announced that he's doing it.
to miss? Oh my God! Guess what though?
He's missing the season.
Yeah,
He got injured. That's so funny.
knee surgery rules him out of BBL 2025.
What the fuck? Why did you announce it? What the hell?
Okay, so he doesn't get paid then, right? So that's fine.
But like, what was the point? Like, what are we even doing here?
Really stupid.
Oh my god. Yeah, honestly, the interesting thing about Sydney Sixers is like it's still a lot of the guys still play for them that I saw play in my first cricket match ever. Like, of all of the guys here, Daniel Hughes, Jordan Silk, Steve Smith was on the team but didn't play in the match. Sean Abbott, Jack Edwards, Moses Enriques, Hayden Kerr, Josh Philippi, Ben Dwarshus, and Ben Menenti, for sure, all of those people were also on the Sydney Sixers 6 years ago when I went to my first professional T20 match and got hooked on sports crack with a super over. So I do like the stability, especially as compared with the Punjab Kings, who we have 3 guys on the team that were on the team 2 years ago, I think. Yeah.
My answer to this conundrum is that I have no answer. I don't know who to support. Like it's literally the best team is
Maybe it's
so
Hobart
far.
or Melbourne Renegades because you won't like Melbourne Stars because it's Glenn.
Ugh, yeah. But like on the Hurricanes, they have nobody I like except for Tim David.
What about
Shai
Mitchell
Hogan.
Owen?
I don't like
What about
Mitch
Mitch Owen? Why don't you like Mitch Owen? He's awesome.
There's like not one cricketer that I'm excited about here. Chris Jordan. I like Chris Jordan.
You should be excited about Mitchell Owen. He's really good.
What was the other one you said? Renegades?
And Melbourne Renegades. But the Melbourne Renegades have like kind of sucked for a while.
Why are there 2 Melbourne teams?
There's 2 Sydney teams. They're the biggest cities in Australia.
But it's just one, right? You know
They
what?
also have 2
I
giant
think
cricket stadiums in both cities. So
You know what though? The Renegades could work because I like Gurinder Sandhu a lot. I met him
there you go.
a couple times.
He used to play for
Delhi Daredevils.
Sydney Sixers, I believe. He played for Delhi Daredevils. Damn.
That's when I met him. I was doing the Delhi State camp, and he came, and he was such a good guy, bro. He was like the only cricketer who was willing to talk to us,
Damn.
like the kids. He was super nice,
Nice.
super nice.
Nice.
Like
That's
Zahir
awesome.
Khan, like he knew that he was big, and he was like the one piece of advice he gave me was don't worry about accuracy, focus on your pace, which I thought was an insane piece of advice.
Yeah, to give to a wicket keeper, that's batshit.
Oh no, I used to be a bowler. That is. Oh my god.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny for a keeper to. Oh my god, yeah. Imagine. Don't worry about your accuracy. Focus on your pace. Damn.
Wub, wub, wub.
But yeah, he was whatever. And
I suppose
then-
if you apply that to stumpings, it's kind of true.
don't focus on. Yeah, I guess.
But it's really embarrassing if you miss that one.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I think you gotta go for accuracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could go for the Renegades here because of Gurinder Sandhu. And they've got I don't like Nathan Lyon though.
And they have Nathan Lyon used to be on the Sixers. They used to have
Oh, they have Jake Frazier McGurk.
that's who
huge.
it is.
That's huge.
Yeah, but he's been in terrible form for like 8 months, right?
Yeah, but I like him. I like watching him bat.
I mean, his name is McGurk. That's pretty fun. You love
huge
McGurk.
positive.
Gotta love McGurk.
McGurk.
You know who does have a strong opinion about Washington Sundar and his all-round performances and the relative value compared to those of Deepti Sharma and Marzan Kapp is our favorite all-rounder. I ran into him yesterday at the parade. I said hi for you. He's excited to see you. He will be on this podcast next week as a guest. He is, of course, our favorite all-rounder, number 17, two-time World Series champion, Shohei Ohtani. So, for Aryaan Ori, Trevor Penning, and everyone else, newly and oldly associated with the NFL's 4077th team, I am Nick Cates, and I'm saying, well,
I've got so much to say and so little time to say it. Great job, everybody. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!